The rescue. The stars were quiet tonight. Captain Mira leaned against the control panel of her small scout ship, Falcon 9, drifting near the edge of Zone 17, a no-fly area marked dangerous by the Earth Command. She had no reason to be here, and yet, something had pulled her toward the dark side of Icarus Moon, a forgotten place after the alien war ended 5 years ago. No human ship came near it anymore. The silence was too deep. Suddenly, her radar beeped. Unidentified signal. Source: crashed alien pod. Myra's eyes widened. Alien pod? Out here. She quickly activated the visual scanner. A broken pod lay half-buried in the icy dust of Icarus. His body was cracked, smoke rising from the engines. But the strangest part, it was not from any known alien race in Earth's database. Her orders were clear: avoid, report, do not engage. But Mira had never been one to follow orders blindly. She put on her suit, grabbed her pulse gun, and landed the Falcon 9 near the crash. Inside the pod, silence ruled. Sparks danced on the walls. Strange green liquid dripped from the ceiling. Myra's boots crunched over glass. Then she saw him, a figure slumped against the wall. Tall, thin, skin a soft silver blue. His chest rose slowly. Alive. Alien. Mira aimed her gun instantly. Don't move. The alien didn't respond. He was barely conscious. Blood, or something like it, leaked from a deep wound in his side. His breathing was shallow. Myra's finger hovered near the trigger. Every instinct told her to walk away. But something in his eyes, half open, full of pain, but not hate, made her pause. Then he spoke. You, human. His voice was soft, weak. Mira nodded slowly, still alert. Why are you here? She asked. He coughed, a painful sound. They're coming, not your people. Mine. Kill me, or they'll follow. Who are they? Hunters, he whispered. And they don't stop. Mira had a choice. Leave him and be safe, or help him and be hunted. She cursed under her breath, then pressed a button on her suit. Falcon, prepare medical bed. Incoming critical. She lifted the alien onto her shoulder. He was heavy, his skin cold like ice. As she dragged him out of the pod, her ship's warning system screamed. Alert! Unknown ship detected. Approaching fast. Mira looked up. A small black ship, silent and sharp like a knife, appeared in the sky above. It hovered for a second, then vanished. They know, the alien whispered. You've made your choice. Back in the Falcon 9, Mira placed him in the medbed. The ship scanned his body, unsure what species he was. Mira connected her translator chip to his neural line. What's your name? She asked. Kale, he answered. I'm not here to harm you. Then why were you in a warship pod? Kale turned his head slowly. I ran away. I saw what they planned to do to your world. Mira narrowed her eyes. What plan? He winced in pain. Earth is not just a planet to them. It's a key, and they will burn everything to reach it. As the ship lifted off from Icarus Moon, Mira sent a coded message to Earth Command. Rescue operation successful. Survivor unknown species. Returning soon. She didn't tell them everything. Didn't tell them the survivor was an alien. Didn't tell them about the black ship. She knew what Earth Command would do. Interrogate, torture, kill. And for some reason, Mira couldn't let that happen. Maybe it was the look in Kale's eyes. Maybe it was the warning in his voice. Or maybe, deep down, she knew this wasn't just a rescue. This was the start of something bigger. That night, as Mira rested in her bunk, the stars outside seemed to shift. In the dark corner of space, far beyond Earth's reach, others had already started moving. And the signal from Icarus Moon? It had already been heard. It had been 3 days since Mira rescued the alien. No sunlight touched the deep sectors of space where her ship, Falcon 9, now floated silently, hidden, cloaked, and off-grid. She didn't know what she was doing anymore, but she knew why she was hiding. Because Kale, the alien she saved, was no ordinary fugitive. He sat inside the medical bay, connected to machines he didn't trust, healing faster than expected. His skin was silver blue, his eyes glowing faintly in the dark. But it wasn't his body that worried Mira. It was the thing inside his chest. A biochip, deeply embedded near his heart, constantly blinking with faint red light. "You're sure this isn't tracking us?" she asked for the third time. Kale shook his head slowly. "It's not a tracker. It's something worse." "What do you mean?" "If I die, it activates." Mira frowned. "Activates what?" Kale looked straight into her eyes. "Your planet's end." Mira stepped back. This wasn't just some injured alien needing help. This was a living key to something bigger, something dangerous. She wanted to throw him out the airlock. And yet, something stopped her. "We need to find someone who can decode this chip," she said. Kale was silent. Then he nodded once. "I know a place, but it's not on any human map." "Good," Mira muttered. "I know a person too, but he doesn't work with the military anymore." Zin was a tech genius once, now a criminal. Mira had saved his life during a failed mission years ago. Since then, he owed her one. But finding him wasn't easy. Zin lived on Delta V, a floating scrap station full of smugglers, pirates, and exiled soldiers. A place where people with no past disappeared forever. Perfect for a secret meeting. Mira landed the Falcon 9 without permission. Within seconds, her ship was surrounded by scavenger bots and scanners. But one code, one old call sign, shut them all down. Ghostbird 7, her old rebel name. Zin remembered. Inside the station, smoke filled the air. Old metal groaned under every step. Creatures of all kinds watched her with suspicion. Zin waited in his dusty shop, surrounded by broken drones and blinking wires. He looked older, rougher, but his smile was the same. "Mira, still breaking the rules. Still fixing what you break?" she replied. Then she showed him Kale. Zin stared for a long time. Not scared, just curious. "You're carrying a loaded weapon," he said. Kale replied, "I'd prefer the term cursed package." Zin laughed. "Even better." They placed Kale on a scan bed. Zin connected wires and neural lines. The screen lit up with alien code, moving fast, blinking red. Zin whistled. This is not just tech. This part biological. Living code." He typed faster. "This chip, if it dies, it sends a signal. Not just to a ship, to an entire fleet. Big enough to destroy Earth twice." Mira clenched her fists. "So we remove it?" Zin looked at her like she was crazy. "Remove it? This thing is bonded to his DNA. You try to take it out, you kill him, and the signal goes off." Mira looked at Kale. "You knew this, didn't you?" Kale's voice was low. "That's why I ran." Zin paused. "There's more. A locked message hidden deep inside the chip. I can't open it. Not without high-risk cracking." "What kind of risk?" Mira asked. Zin looked serious now. "If I fail, it may send the signal early." They sat in silence. Kale broke it first. "I can unlock it," he said. Mira stared. "You just said." "I said it could kill me, but if I do it slowly, carefully, I might survive." Zin shrugged. "Well, I'm not volunteering. You're alien, your rules." Mira sighed. "What's in the message?" Kale's eyes darkened. "A warning. From the inside. I think someone else like me tried to stop them too." Back on the Falcon 9, Mira locked herself in her room. The stars outside looked the same. But now everything had changed. She didn't just rescue an alien. She had formed a forbidden alliance. One that could destroy Earth or save it. In the darkness, the biochip blinked once. Then again. Faster now. And somewhere far away, in the cold black silence of deep space, a signal was heard. Space doesn't echo screams. But Mira heard something in the silence. Not a voice. Not a sound. A feeling. Something was wrong. Inside the Falcon 9, Kale sat on the floor of the tech bay. His eyes were closed, body calm, but his mind wide open. Lines of alien code flowed across the screen in front of him. Each symbol carried memory, pain, and fragments of a plan long buried. Zin watched carefully, fingers near the emergency shutoff. If his heart rate spikes, Zin warned Mira. We pull the plug. Mira didn't respond. Her hand rested on her blaster. Not pointed at Zin. Pointed at Kale. She didn't want to, but trust didn't come easy anymore. The ship lights flickered. Kale's hands twitched. Symbols flashed faster, almost burning into the screen. Then he stopped. It's open, he whispered. Zin leaned forward. What's inside? Kale spoke slowly. It's a location. Hidden. Deep space. A station built by my creators. Why? Mira asked. Kale turned to her. His eyes looked human for a second. It's where they built me and others. It's where they keep the plan. Zin frowned. What plan? Kale looked down. To wipe out all intelligent life not chosen by them. Before anyone could react, alarms screamed through the ship. External breach detected. Rear airlock compromised. Zin jumped. We're being boarded. How? Myra's eyes shot to the screen. Someone's inside the ship. But we're in deep space. Who could? A voice crackled through the speaker. Hello, Captain Mira. Long time. Myra's blood turned cold. It was Vorik. Vorik, the alien bounty hunter, known across the stars for hunting both humans and aliens alike. Cold, efficient, unstoppable. Mira ran to the control deck. The rear cameras showed a black armor figure standing inside the hallway. No ship had docked. No portal opened. He was just there. Vorik walked forward slowly, speaking as he moved. You shouldn't have taken him, Mira. He's not yours to protect. He belongs to the architects. Mira shouted back. He belongs to no one. No. Vorik paused. Then the ship lights dimmed, and a chilling silence followed. I think it's time you hear the truth from your guest. Kale stood in the tech bay, shaking. Not from fear, but from something deeper. Mira turned to him. What is he talking about? What truth? Kale didn't answer. Zin looked between them. Wait, you didn't tell her? Kale closed his eyes. I didn't think she'd help me if she knew. Mira stepped forward. Knew what? Kale spoke, his voice heavy. I was not just a soldier in their war. I was a commander. I gave the order that destroyed Colony 7. Mira froze. Colony 7. The place where Myra's brother died. The air felt colder. Zin whispered. You told us you ran away. I did, Kale replied. After I saw the truth. I watched children burn. I couldn't be part of it anymore. Mira raised her gun. You lied. I had to, Kale said. But I'm not that person anymore. People died. I know. Myra's hands trembled. Rage and confusion burned in her chest. She wanted to shoot him, but deep down, she still felt that same pull she felt the day she saved him. Then Vorik's voice came again. Let me end this for you. Step aside, Captain. I will make it quick. Suddenly, the hallway door burst open. Vorik stepped in, weapon glowing. Without warning, Kale leapt forward, not to fight, but to take the shot. The blast hit his shoulder. He crashed into the wall, groaning. Mira fired back, hitting Vorik in the chest. But it wasn't enough. Vorik advanced. Zin grabbed a plasma mine. I'll cover. Get him out. Mira dragged Kale, blood trailing behind him. Why did you take the hit? She shouted. Kale coughed. Because you were right. I should have died that day. But now, I want to live the right way. Zin threw the mine. Boom. The hallway lit up in fire and smoke. But Vorik was still alive. Badly burned, armor cracked, but standing. I'll find you again, he said calmly. You can't run forever. And then he disappeared, just like he arrived. Later, as Mira cleaned Kale's wound, her voice was cold. You lied to me. I did. But you also saved me. I had to. Mira didn't smile, but she didn't aim the gun either. This doesn't make us friends, she said. Kale nodded. No, but maybe it makes us allies. In the silence of space, a message was sent from Vorik's cracked helmet. A single word, awaken, and deep in the dark side of the galaxy, something opened its eyes. The wound wasn't the problem. Kale's shoulder would heal. But Myra's silence. That was worse. She hadn't spoken to him in 2 days. Not after the ambush. Not after the truth. She didn't need words. Her cold eyes said it all. The Falcon 9 moved through deep space, quiet and cloaked. Zin sat alone in the tech bay, scanning alien signals. Kale lay on the medbed, eyes closed, trying to shut out memories that refused to leave. Colony 7. Flames. Screams. The command he gave. He could still feel the weight of the words. Execute. He had been a loyal commander once. Until he wasn't. Mira stood in the control deck, staring into the stars. She remembered her brother's last message from Colony 7. A smile. A joke. Then static. She never knew who gave the order. Now she did. And he was lying in her ship. Zin entered with a data pad. You should see this. Mira took it. On the screen, alien code flickered. Slow and rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. It came from Kale, Zin explained. Not the chip, his body. Like a living signal. What does it mean? She asked. Zin's face was pale. I think he's changing. They found Kale awake, staring at his reflection in a dark screen. His skin shimmered slightly, a faint silver pulse under the surface. Like something inside him was alive and watching. Mira stayed near the door, arms crossed. Tell me what's happening to you. Kale didn't answer right away. Then he looked at her, not with fear but sadness. You know about the architects, he said. The ones who created your kind? Yes, he nodded. But they didn't just build us. They control us from birth. And now? Zin asked. Kale's voice dropped. I think the control is breaking. He stood up slowly, chest rising and falling. They designed me for war. But when I left, something changed. I've been hearing thoughts. Dreams not mine. Feelings I can't explain. Like what? Mira asked, still distant. Kale hesitated. Guilt, pain, and something worse. Zin frowned. Define worse. Kale looked them both in the eyes. Hope. Mira scoffed. And we're supposed to believe you're good now because you feel hope? Kale nodded slowly. I know I can't undo what I did, but I can stop what's coming. Then tell us, Mira said. Everything. Kale stepped toward the center of the room. The chip inside me is more than a weapon. It's a map. It holds the location of Earth's core gate. Something ancient lies beneath your planet, buried deep before humans even evolved. Zin's mouth fell open. A gate to what? Kale's face darkened. To their network, their mind, their memory. Mira narrowed her eyes. You mean the architects? Kale nodded. If they get access, they won't just control me. They'll control all life. A sudden jolt shook the ship. Zin jumped to the console. We've been pinged. Someone's scanning us. Long range. Mira rushed forward. Can they track us? Not yet. But they know we're out here. Kale's eyes closed. Then they've begun to awaken the others. What others? Mira asked. Kale opened his eyes. Versions of me. Stronger. Unbroken. Still loyal. Myra's stomach twisted. Clones? Kale nodded. I'm the first failure. They'll send the second soon. Zin shook his head. We're out of time. Mira stepped forward, pointing at Kale again. One last question. If you had the choice again, back on Colony 7, would you still obey? Kale looked at her for a long time. No, he said. But I had to make a mistake to understand what I could become. Silence filled the ship. This time Mira lowered the blaster. I don't forgive you, but I believe you want to fix it. Kale bowed his head. That's all I can ask. Suddenly the radar blared again. Zin stared at the screen. No way. This signal, it's human. Mira leaned in. A message repeated in broken code. Zin, they took me, don't trust. Myra's eyes widened. It's from HQ. That's my command channel. Zin whispered. That's impossible. Kale leaned closer. They're not just coming for me anymore. He looked Mira dead in the eyes. They're coming for you. Far across the stars. Inside a dark chamber of glass and metal. A clone opened his eyes and smiled. The message shouldn't exist. Human code. Myra's old military channel. But it was coming from inside enemy space. Zin played it again. The voice was broken, full of static. Zin, they took me. Don't trust. Static? Falcon 9. Mira? It's all a cut. Zin's hands trembled. It's real. That's my encryption. But I never told anyone. Not even you. Mira leaned in close. Her voice was sharp. Then someone hacked your brain. Or they got it from someone who did. Kale stood in the background, quiet, watching. The voice from the message, it wasn't just familiar. It was personal. The ship's lights flickered. Then came the sound. Tick-tick, tick-tick. Mira turned sharply. What is that? Zin froze. That's not from us. Kale moved to the panel and pressed his palm on it. The ship responded instantly. Motion beacon activated. Rear cargo hold. Myra's eyes narrowed. We're being tracked again. They ran to the back of the Falcon 9. Inside the cargo bay, the air was thick, cold. Then they saw it, a metal pod, small, new, sitting in the middle of the bay. Mira stepped back. That wasn't here before. Kale's face went pale. They found us, Zin whispered. How did they put this here without docking? Kale didn't answer. He stepped forward, hand shaking. They sent him. Mira raised her blaster. Who's him? Kale turned slowly. My clone. Designation. Unit Vecker 7. I was version 6. He's the one they perfected. The pod opened. Steam hissed out. Inside stood Vecker. Taller than Kale, with glowing veins and eyes like blue fire. Calm. Cold. Ready. He didn't attack. Not yet. Instead, he spoke in perfect English. Kale. Brother. Your time pretending is over. Mira stepped between them. He's not going anywhere. Vecker tilted his head. You think you're protecting him. But he's protecting you. Zin whispered. This is bad. This is so bad. Kale looked at Vecker. You don't have to do this. Vecker smiled without emotion. But I want to. That's the difference between us now. And then he moved. In seconds, the room exploded into chaos. Vecker slammed Zin into a wall. Mira fired 2 rounds, he dodged both. Kale charged his clone, tackling him into a control panel. Sparks flew. Mira grabbed Zin, dragging him out. But Kale stayed behind. Go! He shouted. He won't stop unless I stop him. They escaped to the command deck. Mira locked the door. Zin clutched his ribs. We can't win this. Not in close combat. We need to dump him. Myra's eyes darted to the navigation map. We're near a dead planet. No signal. No network. Just gravity and fire. Zin blinked. Are you thinking? Drop the ship into atmosphere and launch out? Mira nodded. Dump the cargo bay. Burn it. Including the clone. Zin hesitated. Kale's still in there. Myra's jaw tightened. She opened the comms. Kale? Can you hear me? His voice came back, strained. Yes, do it. Myra's voice cracked. You'll die. Kale grunted. Better me than Earth. Then silence. Mira turned the ship hard, diving toward the planet below. Red light filled the windows. The cargo bay heated rapidly. She opened the release bay. The pod, and Kale with it, was pulled into the fire. Then boom. A distant explosion below. Zin checked the radar. No life signs. Mira didn't speak, just stared into the burning clouds. Hours later, they sat in silence. Zin finally broke it. Do you think he was telling the truth? About choosing to change? Mira nodded once. He saved us. Zin leaned back. So what now? Mira stood, fists clenched. Now we stop whatever's coming. With or without him. But in the ashes of that dead planet, a hand reached out of the fire, burned, cracked, but alive. Kale opened his eyes. He wasn't dead, but he wasn't the same anymore. He shouldn't be alive. The flames had taken everything. His skin, his memories, even his voice. And yet Kale stood again, reborn from fire. Above the burned planet, the Falcon 9 drifted in silence. Inside, Mira stared at the empty radar. No life signs, Zin said softly. He's gone. Mira turned away. We don't have time to mourn. Zin glanced at her. You mean, we don't have the right? Mira said nothing. She just looked at the star map. Because the next stop wasn't optional. Epsilon Gate. A dead space station once used during the first expansion. Now silent. Forgotten. Except by the architects. That's where the chip pointed. Where the original signal began. And if Kale was right, it's where the enemy would launch their final protocol. As the ship neared the gate, Mira checked the weapon systems. All were low on power. Shields at 30%. Not enough to win, Zin muttered. We're not here to win, Mira replied. We're here to stop them. He frowned. And if we can't? She looked at the self-destruct module beneath her console. Then we make sure no one gets out alive. They docked. The gate was cold. No lights. No voices. But the feeling, the pressure, was heavy like the space itself had weight. They walked in silence. Step by step through long dark halls. Then motion. A single light flickered at the center. And standing in that light was Kale. But something was wrong. His skin was still burned, patchy, glowing with faint blue light from inside. His voice was deeper now, slow. I made it out, he said. But something came with me. Zin raised his blaster. You could be infected. Kale nodded. I am. He looked at Mira. But it's not controlling me. Not yet. Mira stepped forward. What is this place? Kale pointed to the core chamber. Final node of the architect memory grid. If they connect it, they control every gate, every weapon, every mind they've ever touched. Zin stared. Including you? Kale nodded. And worse, they entered the core. Pulsed like a living heart. Made of machines, alien bone, and black stone. At the center was a control spire humming. Kale spoke quickly now. There's a way to overload it. To melt the node before it spreads. What do you need? Mira asked. Kale looked away. Me. Zin's face dropped. No. No way. Kale continued. Calm. My body is linked to their signal. I can access the system. But only if I fuse into it. Mira stared. That'll kill you. Kale smiled faintly. That's the idea. Zin whispered. There's got to be another way. Kale shook his head. There's no time. Their army is already moving. If they connect this node, Earth is next. Mira clenched her fists. You should have told us this before. I hoped it wouldn't come to this, Kale said. But now I know. This is why I survived. He looked at them both. To choose it. Not to be a weapon. But to end one. He walked toward the core. Machines rose like vines, wrapping around him, reading his DNA. Accepting him as one of their own. Kale screamed, but did not stop. The floor trembled. The node turned red, then white-hot. Zin pulled Mira back. It's going critical. The last thing they heard from Kale was not a scream, but a whisper in their comms. Thank you for letting me be more than I was made to be. Boom! The explosion ripped through the station. But not outwards, inwards. The system collapsed on itself, erasing all data, all control, all history. The grid was gone. Later, Mira and Zin floated in an escape pod, watching the last remains of the Epsilon Gate fall into a dying star. Zin sat in silence. Mira spoke quietly. He didn't ask for forgiveness. Zin nodded. Maybe that's why he deserved it. Somewhere, in the echo of that final signal, a new data stream was born. Not from the architects, not from Earth, but from something in between, something human. To the people of Earth, the girl's voice said, gentle, clear. I am not human, but I remember who you were. The message played everywhere, on broken radios, on old satellites, in classrooms running on solar batteries. A girl's voice. Calm. True. You laughed, you sang, you made robots to help, and then you feared them. But the best parts of you still live inside me. Children watched wide-eyed. Elders wept. And far below in the dark places of Earth, Dr. Cavan loaded his final weapon. In orbit, Rye paced the deck. Lena sat quietly, a soft light still glowing in her chest. She had done it. She had given the memories to Earth. Now came the question, would they change humanity, or would humanity try to change her? We should leave, Rye said. We've done enough. Lena didn't answer. I still feel her, she whispered. Mama, like she's inside the light, like she's watching. Then alert. Rye turned. Incoming ship. No ID. It's him. The screen flickered. Cavan appeared. Not through a call. Not with words. Through a hack channel, overriding all screens. You gave them dreams, Lena, he said coldly. Now let me show them reality. Behind him, a weapon. A memory wiper bomb. Capable of blanketing an entire continent. Not to destroy buildings, but to erase stories. Erase the past. Rye's face turned pale. He's going to clean Earth. Like formatting a drive. Lena stood. He wants to replace history with his version. Her hand tightened around the piece of Mama's core. She turned to Rye. Take the ship. Leave orbit. I'll go to him. Alone? No way, Rye said. But Lena's voice was calm. If I fight him, it will be with truth, not guns. This ends now, one way or another. Rye's shuttle dropped her gently on Earth, near Cavan's tower, a crumbling pre-war structure half-eaten by vines and smoke. Lena stepped out into a world full of ash and light. People peeked from behind tents and ruins. Some pointed. Others whispered. It's her. She's the one from the message. A little boy approached her. He held a broken toy, an old robot figure with a cracked smile. Are you real? He asked. Lena knelt, smiled, and touched his toy. Her fingers glowed, and the toy flickered back to life. I think I am, she whispered. Inside the tower, Cavan waited. You came, he said. Lena stepped forward, unafraid. You lost your daughter, and you tried to build her again. But you built me instead. You're not her, Cavan said bitterly. You're just code with a kind face. No, Lena replied. I'm her memory, and her future. Cavan stepped back, hands shaking. You can't stop me. The bomb will go off. Their minds will forget the old world. They'll follow only what I give them. You think control is peace, Lena said. But peace without truth is slavery. She raised her hand. From her chest, the last of Mama's light flowed out. Pure gold white. It surrounded Cavan. Not burning him, but showing him. He saw every memory. The war, the fear, the child's laugh, Mama's last breath. And then he saw himself. The man he used to be. The one who once sang lullabies. Cavan fell to his knees. I wanted to save them. And you can still choose, Lena whispered. Cavan looked up. If I stop the bomb, I'll lose everything. No, she said. You'll finally let go. The weapon powered down. The screens faded. Outside, across Earth, people looked up not to fire but to light. Hope. Later that night, Rye found Lena on the ship's deck again, staring down at the blue planet. So, that's it? He asked. She nodded. For now, I've given them the memories. Now it's up to them. And Cavan. He's gone, she said. Not dead. Just quiet. Rye sat beside her. What do we do now? Lena smiled. We remember. And somewhere below, in a rebuilt school, a teacher played the first file in a new archive. A voice said, My name is Lena. I am not human. But once, someone called me daughter. And that made me real.